Hi everybody, hi Conversion Lab team. I just wanted to make a video to talk about some of the things to consider with exploraciones. I know I wrote some tips in the chat already, but I figured it's easier if y'all can see what I meant. So I'm working on chapter 5, so I'm going to show you some of that. So this is what I'm working on. Especially for the tagging, I wanted to show you how to select multiple pieces of text at the same time. So you double click. Like for example, here you have Spanish text, and in the middle of it, there's English words here and there. Here's an English word, English word. So I'm going to select all of those 4 English words on this page. The good thing is that it marks, like marks them for you as English, because the first thing that I did was select the whole thing. I selected the whole thing with Control A, and then I went here and did Spanish Mexico. So everything that's not where it didn't recognize as Spanish Mexico will be underlined in red, which is the English. I'll let you know what's the English. And so I'll select this with a double click, and scroll down, select, and then hit Control, and select this with a double click while I'm still pressing Control. Then I want to scroll down, so I unpress Control to scroll down, because if I keep it pressed and scroll down, it'll zoom me out. So I don't want that right now. It's a useful tool to zoom out with Control, but I don't want that right now. So I unpress Control, scroll down, press Control again, and select itch, select underwear, select something here, and select this. So I selected all of that at once, and now I'm going to change the tagging on the lower left corner. I'm going to change the tagging to English, United States. Hit OK, and automatically, as you can see, the red underlining disappears, because now it's tagged the right way. If I hit here, you'll see on the lower left corner it says English United States. If I hit here, it'll say Spanish Mexico. So it's correctly tagged. And another thing that I want you to pay attention to is the page numbers, because they appear, as you can see in the original document, they appear at the end of the page. So when we're converting, it will appear like 146 will appear at the end of page 146. So we want to put it at the beginning when we're converting. So here you see I put 147 for las emociones y el bienestar. Las emociones y el bienestar corresponds here with this. Even though in the original document it will show 146 here, I changed it to 147 and then added PT period. At the end, I'm going to go and put all those page numbers in the right format. So, for example, here's an image. Images, in order to keep it uniform, just try to do images with image. Okay, I'm going to delete the image, and then write image period description double colon, and then a man in a suit behind a ladder period, and then end image. And because this description is in English, it's marked as incorrect according to the Spanish grammar, of course, because it's English. And so I will select it and mark it as English. Now, with numbered bullets, you see here it's already numbered, but we want it to be in bullet points. So I will select this and then go to numbered bullets like this, and now it looks like this. It's just nicer and more digestible for the student. Things like this, like double points, like two periods, next to each other. They don't add any meaning and they are not here to see anywhere. So we'll just delete them. And then it says here, hablemos del tema. It says hablemos del tema here. But right before it, there's two figures that we don't need to describe as images or anything like that because they're not important. And they translate in the Word document as HT. We want to get rid of that. And then add a period here and make that a subheading. So I usually put, for the first heading, very first heading, I put it as heading 1, and then heading 1. And anything that comes after that is either heading 2 or heading 3. So this will be heading 2, this will be heading 3, this is heading 2 because it's a little bigger. This is heading maybe 2 or 3. Like, that's why it's very important for you to constantly compare to the original so that you have an idea, okay, what kind of heading is this, and how are these figures translated? Do I have to get rid of those? Where is the page number, at the top or at the bottom? How do I handle that, etc. So I'm just gonna keep going to find a table that I can show you how to compare it, because tables can be tricky and boxes too. So here, for example, page 147 or 48. Okay, where that lady is. There are 2 tables, but I wouldn't classify them as tables. Why? Because they don't have a heading row as tables usually do. So those would be, I would say, boxes. This one might be a table. This one is a table. You know, sometimes it's they're both boxes. We'll call them boxes because they don't have a first, like a heading row like a normal table. So I'm gonna change this to box, and then estar to be, and then what I did was I selected the table and changed everything so that it's so that the different conjugations, yo, tú, are one after the other. Yo, tú, él, ella, la, nosotros, vosotros, ellos. So the second column over here, I put under this. That's basically what I did, and then end box. And here, this is also not a table. I put it as a box, and with enough space between the 2 words. The space between these 2 words looks like I hit the space bar a lot, like many times, but what I really did was hit the tab bar that you can use with vocabulary words like this or with conjugations. You just hit the tab bar, which is over the caps lock. Right above the caps lock on the upper left side of your keyboard. So I hit it once, and there's just one single space between them, but it's a long space. That's what the tab bar does. And then in the box, okay, now I'm gonna look for another, like an actual table, because I want to show you something. An actual table. Okay, so I also want to show you this trick before. In order to zoom in and zoom out of a document and scroll through it faster, you hit Control and you zoom in with your mouse while you're hitting Control. You zoom in, that's a big A. That's a big E. And then to zoom out, I'm still pressing Control, and you zoom out with your mouse. That makes it easier to navigate documents, and I think it's a pretty cool function. But I'm looking for a table. I saw one somewhere. Here. It's page 173. So I'll go to my Word document over here, and I'm going to look for 173. Here it is. Here's the table. Okay, so this table, where is it? Here it is. table has a header row. So I want to keep it as a table. I'm just gonna add table period, and at the end I'm gonna add end table. Of course, mark this as English. And then for the header row, I'm gonna select it on the left side of the row. I'm gonna click here on the left side and go to layout and repeat header rows. That's important because if the table were to spread out through 2 different pages, then it would repeat the header row. Like for example, this table, if it were to spread out between 2 pages, here, this, because I hit repeat header rows, it will repeat the header row on the second page. That's why we do that. And then if the table doesn't have borders, you would add the borders. So in order to select the whole table, you go to this little box here, this one. You select the whole table, and then go to design, borders, all borders. Oh no, all borders. Or if you don't want borders, but we usually want borders if it's a table. That is for tables. If there are activities like this one, they're usually numbered, so make sure that the number of the activity is right next to the instructions. Not like this, not like this. And this one probably corresponds with one here. I would have to check the original. That's why it's so important to check the original. And then stuff like these banners, you want to get rid of them. So exploraciones de repaso, comunicación. I will go to page 173 to figure out what's going on there. 173. Here it is. This corresponds with this. So I'm going to delete these banners because the reader of this is going to read this type of text in, like, it's basically images. So I'm going to delete those. And then write it again. And make it a heading 1. This is page 173. So I'm gonna do 73 here. PG. And then delete this. We don't need that. That's what's next to the page number, which is the number in Spanish written out. We don't need that. And then make sure, please, to delete all the spaces. If, for example, here I have a space, I'm going to delete it so that it is continuous and the reader of the students can read continuously. It doesn't say like exploraciones de repaso comunicación blank, blank, blank. So it goes right to where it needs to be. And then 5.39 next to this. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to show you, when an ABI document, when ABI converts a PDF to Word document, it usually is, the document that it gives you has a lot of banners. And in a second, I'm going to show what I mean by that. No, this is one. Okay, I'm just going to do a whole new one on ABI. Please select plain text here, OCR languages Spanish, keep pictures so you know what's in them to describe them, and then I'm going to choose chapter 7, let's say. Chapter 7, I'm going to do that, convert to Word. It's going to ask me where do I want to put it. I'm going to put it here, in progress. And then, yeah, I'll convert it for me. I'll take a little bit. Okay. There it is. Enable editing. The first thing that I'm going to do is select the whole text. Select the whole text and convert it to Spanish Mexico. The second thing that I'm going to do is convert the text, all of it, into the normal style. I hit modify, and please in here select calibrate body for the whole text, and then go to 11, and then hit this checkbox, and then don't forget to select in format, paragraph, special none, and then here, very important, for spacing before 0 and after 6. This will create space between paragraphs and will make it just easier for me to review, because and also more digestible for the student. For students who can see a little bit, and they can see where a paragraph ends and a different paragraph starts. So please don't forget about this. And then you hit OK. You hit OK, and a lot of things will be changed all at once because of this. See? Okay. It adds some spaces. It looks nicer. It keeps it uniform. And now I'm gonna add the margins. The next thing that I do is I go to Layout, Margins, 1-inch margins for all the documents. Okay. Now, what do I do with the bars, with these bars that include letters, but they're not quite? Yeah, how do I get rid of those bars and colored bars? What you do, you go to, okay, you select the whole document again, and you go to Design, Page Borders, Shading, and No Color. Okay, you see it got rid of all the bars, but sometimes in those bars there was text in white color. The text was in white, so it disappeared. It looks like it disappears, but it's still there. It's just white because we got rid of the color. Now we can't see it. So what we do is we select the whole document, go to Home, and ask the font color to be automatic or black for the whole document. And now they appear back. So now we can actually start the more detailed work. That's what you can do for the whole document. You know, that's the first thing you do, and then you start just converting the images, converting the tables, and that's it for now. Here's the table. I'm going to select it, and for tables, it can get tricky at times. Like I said before, if this looks like more like an enumeration of different vocabulary words, so it's not really a table. It doesn't have the heading or anything like that. So you wanna keep it as a box. So you go to Layout. You can convert it to text, which is something that Jonathan taught me, which is really cool. Credit goes to him. And then, in order to get rid of that table formatting, you convert it to text. So you can choose tabs or paragraph. Depending on what you choose, it'll convert it differently. So let's say I choose tabs and converted it like this. But I still don't like it very much. So let's see how it converts it if I do it with paragraph marks. Okay, this is better, but I still need to work on it. So alimentos is food. I just need to put the pairs, the vocabulary pairs together. Now this is messy. I think the other one was better. But then just try to keep it uniform. Like for example, with the same indents, like this. Like that, and then box and box. The only thing that bothers me is like these correspond together, these correspond together, like it's different classifications. These are vocabulary words for food, these are verbs, these are numbers, and these are other words. So you see each has a title for the type of vocabulary that it is. So I would like to have it more of one after the other, because it could get confusing. The student is listening to it, then it will first listen food, and then this, and then this, but I want him to listen this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and go like this. Like this, not like this. That would be confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this for now. Here. This is a tough one. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to, while it's still a table, I'm going to divide the table. So I'm gonna take this part of the table and cut it out, and I'm gonna reinsert it at the bottom, and then I'm gonna get this part of the table, cut it out, and reinsert it at the bottom. And when I have that, I will convert it to text. All the tables, I'll convert them to text. Here, layout, convert to text. Here, tabs. Okay. Here, layout, convert to text, tabs. That looks better. Yep, that looks better. Still not quite as I want it because it doesn't look nice. So have to get rid of the spaces in between there, you see? Get rid of those. The point is, I get rid of that. I put a period here, period here, period here, period here, here. And then all of those look nice. There's just one space between each word. It's a tab space. So it's a long space, but it's still one space. I put a period here. Here it's missing a tab space, so I hit tab. Okay, good. There we go. Figured it out. Some tables, like I said, they're tricky, but it's good that we got a tricky one so you know what to do when it's a tricky table, which is actually not a table. I classify it as a box because it doesn't have that first heading. And then end box. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. If y'all have any questions, just let me know. I hope this video is helpful. Yeah. Let me know if you need anything. Bye.